it does. Still looking like it's gonna be good buy. Just don't wanna enter yet. GJ. All right. GJ came back to retest this intraday support. Could definitely continue going higher. Just don't like the bearish momentums, so we'll have to wait on this as well. But it is looking also as a buy, so it seems like GBPs are setting up for the buy. Can definitely see it rise up from this zone.
How's that bad?
What's that? Was that from iPhone? Okay. Yeah, if this zone holds here, we can definitely look to buy this. It's already showing rejection on the current 1 hour candle. So that is good because we can ride this up for about 80 pips. I just want to see it confirm. So I'll let at least this 30-minute candle close. So definitely watch that. So let's mark that as a red. Go to GBP/AUD. Approaching the intraday resistance, so I'm not gonna touch it for right now, most likely, but it looks like it's gonna continue rising. We had a triple bottom here. It's one of the bullish patterns. Yeah, it's pretty much riding zigzag. Looks like this downtrend is definitely broken. Oh yeah, that was nice break and retest on a daily time frame. So I'm definitely favoring this continuation to the upside. It's just right now it's not a good entry, so let that be for right now. GBP NCD. This is resistance. Oh yeah, that's a nice bullish momentum. Really nice. If GBP NZD breaks above this intraday resistance and close, this can definitely go up like 300 pips. So this could be a nice swing trade. It's pretty bullish. So we'll see what it does here. There's no good entry at the moment. If we have the rejection here, maybe pullback, then we can enter. For right now, it's almost at the resistance, so that's never a good time to enter on a buy, right? You don't want to buy into resistance unless you see breakout. So we'll let that be as well, but put it on the watch list. GBP CAD, I was waiting on this to go long as well. As we see yet another rejection here. Once it broke the downtrend, it retested this 4 times. It's gaining momentum slowly. Not a good entry as well, not just yet, because I definitely think this will pull back before London or at the beginning. GBP okay, that's maintained above the level as well. Seems like all GBPs are. So we'll wait on that as well, because it could definitely do something like this, pull back here, and then finally take off. And I would definitely like to see that, because it would be a good entry. Euro AUD, we did enter this already, so we just holding a buy, currently up 35 pips. It's gonna be a good trade. Yep, definitely broke the zone. Yeah, this also I was looking on it on a daily. So what it did after this initial bullish moment, it did a 50% retrace on a daily, and it rejected the zone really strong. So I definitely see this continuing up probably to 1.70. So it's a long-term hold for a buy, unless some major news turn this. It's looking really good. Even from there, yeah, definitely breakout. See Euro GBP, few people posted in chat Euro GBP. It's in between these zones, so let's see. No, this is more like a triangle. So we can wait for this breakout and see what it does. There's a good chance that this will continue falling if we see the breakout. Right now, it's just something to watch for. That is good, but this... There we go. Yeah, I'm definitely seeing this as a breakout to the downside. So we would sell on this triangle breakout. Right now the entry is not really safe, so I'm just gonna let it be. Euro NZD. Another bullish momentum. Very, very similar to Euro AUD. So I do see this pair coming back to test this weekly resistance. We could probably enter once this breakout completes and we get the retest of the zone. So we can look to take this to that level. About 200 pips, decent trade, really decent trade. Yeah, I like it. EuroCAD, let's look at this. EuroCAD is at the weekly support. But also the intraday resistance. So if we see a breakout, we could maybe look to buy this, but I'm favoring Euro AUD and Euro NZD over it. I can already tell you that because there's not so much a gain and it's moving a little bit slower than previous two pairs. So I'm not gonna probably stay away from this, meaning not going to trade it. Euro JPY still in a buy on this. So the break even at the moment. We'll see what this does. It is approaching weekly support slowly. Hey Jason, what's going on? We have YJ and Ronnie joined us. Welcome, guys. Hope you're doing well. Yeah, I'm definitely still favoring this to the upside, to this level, particularly 119.305. So I'm gonna hold this buy. If we get the retest here yet again, I'll probably tell people who missed the first entry to enter again. It will be slightly better entry too, because we did enter right here and then it consolidated and went up in a profit about 30 pips, and then now it's coming back down probably for that retest. So it's something to watch for. USD CAD. Okay, USD CAD. It is probably going to do this, coming to retest this broken support. It's now going to validate it as a resistance, and we can probably continue taking this down. Will be a nice trade. Let me just see on a 4 hour. Yeah, this definitely broke this uptrend here. Yeah, it's now actually testing this trend line as well that it broke. It broke here, but it was false breakout, came back up, did the same thing, but now this should confirm as a final breakout and a valid one so that we can look for this move. What else we have here? Oil. I haven't checked oil in a minute. Right, let's see. Oil is looking. Oil is looking to be on its way back down. Let's remove that. Yeah, broke this trend as well. So if anybody is trading oil, this looks like it's on its way back down to 53.50. not so big fan of it, so probably avoid that because there's plenty of other opportunities. Euro USD definitely broke and closed below the resistance, below support. Now it's resistance, and it's the weekly one, so it's really looking like it's gonna come further down. Yeah, definitely like 60 pips. This 4 hour was a valid breakout. Now this could be, that's not what I wanted. I wanted the arrow. So this could be retest and continuation, right? So actually I do like this because this is now a strong zone that is going to hold here. As you can see, this level right here. So I'm favoring this to continue its journey to the downside. So I'm going actually to mark Euro USD. Let's see USD CHF. I am still favoring this harmonic to complete. Yeah, it came up. It's slow, so I don't trade too many USD pairs, mainly gold, which is my favorite pair, and sometimes GBP USD and USD CAD, but pair like USD CHF is slowly moving, so I try to avoid them. I mainly go with the GBPs and Euro pairs and gold, as I mentioned. But I do see this continuing up for another, let's see, about another 80 pips. It's a good possibility of that. USD JPY. USD JPY could be a decent buy from this area right here. That is definitely a buy zone. So I'm gonna be watching for this as well. It might not actually move until like New York, so it's not something that like needs immediate attention. Just gonna let it set up. I don't chase anything. I look for the good entries. It's pretty bearish as well. NZD CAD. Yeah, it looks like the NZD is weak again, along with the Australian dollar. So I will be looking for this to continue down. Guess that is valid trend line at the moment. That peak. Yeah. For me personally, I would enter on this breakout right here. So for me, it needs to break 85 to 90. Wait, why is this? Okay, 85 to 96. So once I see breakout here, I would be looking to sell it because right now it is approaching this liquidity zone where there could be a market trap, meaning there could be orders from the large institutions like banks, hedge funds, and they could be triggering in this zone. So it's not safe for me to sell because I don't want to enter this zone with a sell and there's hundreds of millions dollars trying to push this back up. So safer would be to wait for this breakout below the zone and see a retest, and then you can take it down, which still will be a decent trade. Let's see, 83. Oh yeah, about 100 plus pips. So Forex is mainly about the patience. I just checked USD CHF. I still see it going further up, Ronnie. I was calling it to rise from this level, which it did. It came back down, retested weekly support, but now it seems that is retracing a little bit. So we can put this on 1 hour and see what it does. I honestly would expect 38 to retrace, not more than that, just because, again, wrong thing, just because that is, the buyer zone, possibly 50, but I wouldn't expect it to go all the way to 61.8. So really your buying zone is this area right here, right? For this to continue going back up. So I'm gonna save actually this so you can use it as a reference. I'll put it here in the chat for you. So that was, yeah, use this, we checked, and let's see a DJPY. What did, let's see, Sean called, hold on, he called this, yeah, he called buy. He should have held it. You're welcome, brother. He should have held this buy. The main reason is because you see immediate rejection here off of weekly support. Like this is really, really strong zone right here. All these wicks that you see, this is all, liquidity orders, meaning, buy limits, so what the large institutions do, like banks and hedge funds, obviously they have billions at their, like asset availability that they can, invest, because cash is, liquid asset. And definition of liquid asset is, anything that is, cash, or that can be, converted to cash really soon. So all they do is they buy here and they rise it up, and then they sell it, and then they scare people, they take their stop losses, and then they buy it back up. So they hedging, this is all that it is. They buy it and they sell, they sell so they can buy it again, and they do same thing. But the thing that you see here, this market is not going below this level right here, because the price is validated, and it really should keep going up. Oh, this could be 200 pip trade, because it had this nasty drop right here, and it's looking that is recovering a little bit. So we will see what it does. There is a small sign of this to be going back up, but we will see. And that is a major thing, guys. When you have like a weekly zones that are really strong, every time that zone is reached, whether it's support or resistance. Where do we have resistance here? Every time that these levels are reached, you're gonna have some market reaction, because there's a lot of people placing buy and sell limits at those areas. And this is what you can see here. It came down and it triggered buy limits, and now it had already pulled back, nothing big. Let's see, about 6 pips. So it's not a pair that moves too much, unless unless it catches the momentum. So let's see, CJ on the other hand broke this resistance. So we're gonna change this to SNR. And see if this gets validated, because it could be false breakout. Right, so this bearish move has ended. Now we have to see what it is going to do, right? Because this could easily be trap again for the sellers. This zone right here, well, a little bit higher. Let's do it like this. So this could be trap for sellers, and people can be like jumping on this, thinking, oh yeah, this is just going to continue down. But honestly, this could just be the retrace of this whole structure right here, from where the bullish move started to here. And look at it, 50 to 61.8, right? And all that will mean, if this zone is respected, it's gonna go back to this resistance. So it's looking honestly like a nice setup. So I will put this on a watch list. Just have to see this validate and not keep pushing down. You also said an NZUSD. Sorry, let's look at NU. Where are you? Okay, here we go. This is still pushing down. Wow, that's a nasty descending channel that just continued to drop. Yep. Yeah, I mean, honestly, Ronnie, yeah, this is looking pretty bearish still. The only concern here is this wick right here, right? Because this could be where the buyers are gonna come in. So maybe this momentum is just covering this wick. So something similar with the one of the pairs we just went over. I cannot remember exactly which one was it, but it was similar setup. I wouldn't sell it until I see breakout, right? Because this could be a buyer zone right here. So it is something to watch out for. This right here. So let me share this with you. But yeah, if it breaks, obviously, if it comes down, breaks, and you see pull back into this zone, which would be retest of the broken zone, you can definitely sell this without problems. So I'm gonna save this for you as well here in the chat. Indicate. Yeah, AD weak again, so it is looking like it's going back down. No problem. You're welcome. Any pair, anything, even if it's not just analysis. Any question you have about forex, please feel free to ask, type in, however it's easier. But this is looking like it is going to be bearish. It does show, you know, some respect to this trend line, but this is honestly looking like a triple top, and I do expect break and continuation to this weekly support, to be honest with you, because you know, just based on what market structure and the pattern is showing, I expect, you know, this break, and if we get the retest, actually preferably a little bit higher here, closer to this, you know, seller's zone, that would be beautiful, and you can take it down. So it has potential anywhere between 130 to, let's say, from here, yeah, anywhere between 108 and 130 pips for the sell. So I'm assuming if the NZD is a similar setup. Actually, this is this is actually interesting because both pairs are weak at the moment. So in that case, you definitely don't want to trade that because you are not sure which weakness will prevail here. So this is let's make it SNR. And it's also not a pair that I really trade. I have traded this in my 2+ years of trading, maybe less than 5 times. I know I had a sell and buy once on it, and it was pretty much swing trade because it moves slow, so you have to hold it for a while. I think I held that sell. I think I held for like 4 weeks, and that buy for like 2.5 weeks. So I don't like to do that. I do swing trade, but I rather swing trade GBPs and Euro pairs than this because I'm gonna get three to 4 times more out of it. And you know, swing trading requires patience for both. What is gold doing? Somebody said gold. Check gold. Nah, gold is not pretty at all. Maybe we could draw this. Actually not. Yeah, that's a break. From here. No, it doesn't really look technical at the moment. So it's like in the middle between the sellers and a buyer zone, which is the weekly support. So I'm just gonna let it be. So we pretty much went over. We marked GJ. Oh, okay, here we go. GJ already showing that momentum. GJ already showing. If we buy now, let's see, stop loss. Not bad. About 30 pips. I feel like this will be playing around this zone, so we'll see what it does. Not chase it. Don't like chasing at all. Oh wow, here we go. GN hitting the resistance. Can we sell this? Let's see. It's in uptrend now, so it's tough to counter counter trend trade. Yeah, they definitely break. Hey, Noel, what's going on, my man? Good to see you. I would rather wait for this breakout, to be honest. It's not easy to sell, even if it pulls back a little bit. Nice, bro. Sometimes I do take a break too, like every few months, and that works amazingly well, to be honest with you, because you just come back fresh. The market didn't change. It still follows technicals, still follows the rules. You just come fresh and you can see it better and easier. Every time I took week off, like, and I came back, I made a lot of money. I don't know what it is, but just after like 2-3 months taking a little time off, it's not a bad idea at all. Yeah, I'm. Let's see this K2. I had a buy and it's yeah, this. Yeah, we'll definitely wait for this to break and look for a buy, because it also with the K2 it confirmed the buy, and it's green on the trend, meaning it's uptrend, so it's trending bullish. Yeah, nice. Yeah, definitely. 100% agree with you. I'm just telling you, it works really well. It worked for me. I might honestly take a week off, like maybe second week September, because I have a lot of, well, actually maybe first week, like between 3rd and 10th of September. I have quite few important things scheduled during that time too. So um, it's hard to manage, because forex is not hard, but it does require your full attention. It's like a profession. You really have to be serious. So it does tire you out, emotionally, especially because you have to remain calm and not jump with the emotion. And yeah, definitely takes time. And it teaches you patience like nothing else. Yeah, we could be definitely looking to buy this once it breaks. So we will wait for that. Because right now, why wouldn't I buy? Even though the buy signal on K2 confirmed too, and price action is indicating, bullish continuation. Because, buying right now into the, this intraday resistance, it can cause a pullback. And why be in a drawdown when you can, get much better entry? Always look for a good entry with reduced stop loss, because the forex is all based on probability. So let me see. Oh yeah, patience is the key, brother. Patience and risk management, really. That's long term, not just forex, any type of investment. It can relate to anything, real estate for example, or on personal level, buying the house. If you're buying house, you're not going to look at one house, right? And you're not going to buy the first house you see. It really doesn't make sense. You want to see few houses, few properties, and then do little evaluation, see what is the best deal you can get. Obviously people selling real estate or any type of property are trying to make as much as money as they can by selling it. So only if you're naive and impatient, you're gonna probably overpay for it. And same here. If you are impatient, something seems good and you just jump in, and then you have a pullback, and that's when emotions start to come into play. Oh, should I hold this? I'm in a drawdown, I'm in a red. Is this actually going the way I see it's supposed to go? So you kind of start questioning yourself unless you have a really good confidence, which I personally have developed. Like, I go in a trade and whatever happens, I'm okay with it, because I just identify good setup and high probability, and it's been working for me well. So that's what I share, and I advise and suggest others to do the same, because there's no overnight dream making. That's another thing, like, I personally don't like about social media, is that everybody's advertising being rich, having Lambos, houses with pools, living in Miami, Beverly Hills, whatever it is, but nobody actually understands that people who actually did make it, that they work their ass off throughout whole day, whatever the business it is, whatever that is making them and has made the money. They just log into Instagram or Facebook and share something for a few minutes, and they go back to work. It's continuous work. Yeah, I would really like to see this pullback here, so we can buy, because this could be trapping buyers here. Hey, Jason, did you say anything?
Huh?
I said, did you say anything?
Oh shit! Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Oh shit! Okay, I'm gonna put my stuff on mute. My bad. I didn't mean for you.
Oh
Cause
no,
I
you're fine. You're fine. If you have anything to say, go ahead. I mean, I don't mute people just because I do encourage interaction, and I want people to share or ask questions, whatever.
yeah. No, cause I hopped on earlier and I was just watching you. You was looking at doing your thing or whatever, and then I was driving and I hopped back off because now I'm at home. Now I'm just trying to figure out, just see where you're at and what you're doing.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah. I mean, I pretty much wanted to go over, a bunch of pairs and see what we can probably look to enter besides Euro AUD that I sent, and I marked GBP JPY, GBP NZD, Euro NZD, EU, USD JPY, and CAD JPY. So those six, are closest to making a valid entry. So I'm watching them, but at the same time, I'm looking, and trying to, show examples of things that, market tends to do. Like, for example, this box that I highlighted here on top, some people might be jumping in a buys here, but this is actually, seller's liquidity zone, because you see rejected and leaving this, VIX here. Because I don't know if you heard that, but earlier I mentioned that, large institutions like world banks and hedge funds, they hedge the market, right, by buying and selling. So they bought here off of weekly support, because obviously it's a strong zone, and then here they sold it. And what they do, they sell it just so they can buy it again, and they go back and forth, and that way they trap people.
They try to control the market like that, or what?
Exactly, yeah, that's how they drive the market. I mean, eventually this will continue going up, but if you don't find a good entry, they can scare you away from the market.
Yeah.
So that's why I always look for like a good entry where I know that if my stop loss is hit, then it is really turning, against the trend, or it is, breaking the key zone and it's going the other way, rather than just me getting trapped and then continuing up.
Okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah, so you have to think of it that way, because they will see, oh, it's already starting to be bullish, but you see these pullbacks, right? And now this zone that they broke above, it's valid support, and this is also valid resistance, as you see structure here on the left, and these big wicks. So you don't want to buy into this zone unless it breaks above and it shows that it closed, so it can continue up.
Is this the 30 minute, or is this the
Yeah,
it's the
it's
30
30
minute?
minute, but we can change it on 1 hour. It doesn't change too much. Even on a 4 hour, should be
Okay.
pretty much the same. Should even see it better. You see the rejections off of this zone, like strong wicks.
Yeah. Do you not use the indicators, the K2 indicators, or
Oh, I
is it
do.
not just for?
No, I do. I use it for the extra confirmation. So what I would do once I see it on a higher time frame, see the overall structure, I will
Mhm.
bring it back to 30 minute, and I will switch to K2. You see, which is right here. What you see.
Okay.
I just add it because I have saved template, right? So all I need to do is just go here, templates, and I have it saved as a K2 template, and it just loads in immediately.
Oh, that's what I need to do. I need to save it as a template because I just like did because I think I'm gonna do the affiliate thing as well. But I want to figure out how to put it like as a template. But like I want to get more. I want to get better when it comes to market structure and like eyeing it versus relying on K2 because K2 is like fucking great. Like it's you that's really all you need when it comes to like trading and like because it basically all the indicators help you out. But I want to kind of like um figure it out and like learn it without the K2 strategy. I mean, I've been a part of the group for like 3 months now or whatever, and I've been learning or whatever. But like I said, yeah, I'm gonna start jumping in on what times on Wednesdays do you usually do this?
Well, we started tonight at 11. I usually
Mhm.
start either 11 or 12, depending how early I finish some personal stuff. But you can go back. There's like 3 or 4 weeks in a row that we have did, training videos, and I show exactly what you just mentioned that you want to learn. It's
Yeah.
uploaded in K2 YouTube channel.
Okay. Okay. Cool. Cool. Well, I
Yeah,
definitely
so
do that then.
So trust me, that's all you need because I explain everything how I trade, starting from the higher time frame, identifying overall trend, how I identify key zones, and exactly how I trade. So I just and K2 really helps me just for extra confirmation. And
Yeah.
like you said, you really can just use K2 if you don't have like a forex experience that I do. But I'm just here to add extra value and just help people more and just be more accurate and
Yeah.
just
For sure.
What is K2?
K2. What is K2? It's a like it's indicators like those indicators that popped up right there. It gives you extra confirmation like the green those like if you see those lines that's like lined up or whatever it's green and red. Those are basically signals that tell you when to buy and when to sell. Like it's really like the K2 indicator signals is real easy. Like honestly, you really I mean yeah if you want to like get down and dirty and learn every confirmation when it comes to forex, yeah, that's good. But honestly, if you're a beginner, if you just want to like learn as you go, all you have to do is really just get K2's indicators and then also get the course and you'll learn as you go. And then like I said, the indicators that's right there that's popped up right now, there's like they're going vertical, the green and red colors. That's basically those are colors are telling you when to buy and when to sell. And then also like at the bottom in at the green, it's just basically all this is just like a lot of confirmation, like if it's a higher low, higher lot, a higher high, higher low, and stuff like that. But his indicators just help you out when you don't like if you look at the chart without knowing what anything means, it kind of you kind of get freaked out or you get overwhelmed. But if you like just know or have his indicators, K2 indicators, then it's real simple to break it down.
Okay.
yeah. So pretty much, I think that was Jackie, right? So
Yeah.
yeah, this is something that Sean has developed over past 5 years. It's his main strategy. This is how he trades. So like our friend
Like
Jason just mentioned. So when you what this is example of a valid signal for a buy right here. So on 30 minute, when this green line starts showing, you want to wait for this candle to close bullish, which actually it did, or this one right here. Let me put the arrow just to make sure we are on the same page and you're following this one right here. So let's zoom in a little bit more. So you want to watch for when this green line starts forming, you want to watch for this candle to close, right? And also on the bottom you have what's called K2 trend meter. It also validates the uptrend. So you have a bullish signal for a buy, and you have green on the bottom for the uptrend validation. So you would probably want to enter buy here. And if you were to do that, let's find the example. So this would be a long position. So you would enter on the next candle, right? Because this is where it closed. So the opening, and then you would set swing low right here, and then swing high. You can probably target this, yeah, 1.943, and then you would just wait for it to play out. Right now is in a current drawdown. And I do expect, based on my own trading, I trade mainly price action. I do expect some pullback here, but this cloud right here that you see, it's a Ichimoku cloud and serves as a support and resistance as well. So let me remove this. So even if it pulls back, it might pull back just to this area right here, and then it should continue going up, because I also see it as a buy just based on the pure price action.
Yeah, that's why I love the indicators. Like, I mean, I've used them when I first got them, but like I said, the indicators too. I don't know who was talking, but like basically, all it tells you literally, like those give you the green, or it's the green or the red, but it basically tells you when it's a good time to buy and when it's a good time to sell. Because like, okay, at glance of eye, if you don't know, like I said, if you're new to trading and you just see like the candles and the wicks and stuff, you be like, okay, I have no idea, when to sell, when to buy, or to do anything. What's the upper up, or all I see is candles going up. I see candles going down. But if you have the indicators, the K2 indicators, basically they'll pop up on the screen like how he did in a minute. He put templates, but like he can take it off too. But if you put the indicators on, it basically tells you like when is a good time to buy, when is a good time to sell, by just waiting on those indicators to show up. Like right now, you only see that last green one. You can buy then, or you can wait until the next red arrow pops up so you can get a sell. It depends on, every trader is different. I can choose to buy right there, just because I see confirmation. But then you're like, okay, no, I'll wait till the next sale or something like that, to the next red, marking or whatever, and you'll want to sell then. But also you got to remember, you have to make sure you do your confirmations, as in like a majority of trading that I figured out, is like it's all about confirmation. Like once you know what's a higher high, what's a higher low, and then once you know what's a uptrend and downtrend, and then you add indicators on top of it, it's all confirming like, okay, yes, I'm gonna get that. At a glance eye, if you're new to trading or whatever, it looks confusing. But once you start figuring it out, at a glance eye, it becomes easier to start figuring stuff out. So like, you're like, okay, this is a higher high, this is a higher low. I know where to buy, where to sell, but I need that confirmation. So you're already confident enough that you're going to make that, buy or sell, and you're going to be in profit. But it's always good to confirm all of your confirmations. So like all this stuff that we're basically, or he's going over, is basically all confirmations so you can for sure get that, profit. And that's how I feel like trading, Forex is all about confirmations, and you just making sure you're always in a profit. Like, it's like, I feel like it's not, you can never have too many confirmations, but then again, I don't know, that's just me, but every trader is different as well.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely.
It look confusing, but I am familiar with trading.
Sorry,
You said, I'll let you. This is not.
I said all of it do look confusing, but I am familiar with support and resistance, and just going off by price action.
Okay. So I can let me give you a link to YouTube channel so you can see all trainings. They are available there. So let's see.
Yeah, and actually with his, like how I explained it to you, the K2 training on the YouTube channel, it actually tells you how because he made those indicators. Like you have to have, you have to go through him to get access to those indicators. But
Right.
the indicators are worth it. Like I said, I mean, this 100% like it's a win-win. Like I've been in the group or whatever for a good like 3-4 months already, and like it's the majority of our trades or W's. Like we always get like it's always wins. It's always because of his indicators. The indicators are so like they're on point. That's why I love it. Like I don't know. I was talking to who was it again? Was it Adam? Was it or Alex? Oh no. I was talking to him earlier and telling him how like I like how K2 strategies is because it's way different than other trading. Because I used to do IML. I don't know if you're familiar with that, but IML is hella different from what K2 brings to the table.
Okay.
Yeah, so
Thank you.
here's the YouTube channel. I just post the link in a chat, so if you want to open it and save it. But also for you, Jason, those trainings here on top is all the ones I did. It's on the price section, so you can learn the structure and the market moves and the patterns, all of
Okay.
it. And all here on the bottom is the K2 strategy, and he explains everything. What is the valid entry? What is the exit strategy and everything here. It has about like 15 videos.
Yeah. Okay.
Honestly, like just K2 strategy you can learn in one day.
You really can, and that's why I
Yeah.
was that's why I was hopping on and talk to you today. It's like I like K2 strategy is so fucking good. It's just like I rely on it, but it's like I want to like step back and like also still learn without relying on his his indicators. That's why I was asking you like if you had the videos, but I see them right here on YouTube, so I'll go back when I have time and
Yeah.
look at them.
So this is the first one 4 weeks ago, 2.5 hours. Definitely start here, and then week after that, like these two videos. Yeah, it's 4.5 hours, but I really gave you guys everything. I literally gave you what I paid 15,000 over 2.5 years to learn myself and to learn it proper way to test it. And this is I made it so simple, and I explain it simple, and it's for free. It's on our YouTube channel. So definitely do yourself a favor and find the time to go over this. It will help you so much, because
Okay.
having signals and everything, it's a great thing, but you really want to be in a control
Yeah.
of this thing, because
Yeah.
once you become really good trader, you can just do this anytime from anywhere, and you
Yeah.
don't have to rely, oh, am I going to fall asleep and miss the signal, or whatever happens, or rely on signals, and then something happens, you cannot take them, and then you are late and you are frustrated, rather than you becoming independent trader and learning with us, and you can do it at your own convenient time.
For sure. Yeah, of course. And then I also got those books that you sent back in the those like ebooks that you sent in a thing like a long time ago. I've been reading over those too, but for sure, yeah, I'm gonna definitely have to look those up because like like you were saying, like not saying I rely really on like the signals because the signals are A1, especially when like you and the other dude started putting in. I guess it's like two of y'all to put the signals in now, but
Yeah,
like
yeah.
they've been really they've been really good, and then plus the indicators. But it's like like you said, I don't want to rely on the indicators and K2. I just want to be able to trade, just be a badass professional trader because like I have a friend, she's an accountant and she actually like does this stuff for like actual banks and shit. And like she like went to like she just graduated University of Texas, UT, because that's where I'm from in Austin. But like she makes hella bank because she just like she's knowledgeable on how to trade. She used no indicators, no nothing. She's just a fucking boss.
Yeah, I mean, I pretty much trade price action without any indicators, but the reason I joined Sean and K2 is because we both, we met through one mastermind class, and then we both share our journeys. And actually, when me and him, we have analysis on one pair, we have not lost in previous 2 months. Like when we match his strategy and mine, we have not had any losing trade in past 2 months, and you can guys hear from him as well.
Yeah.
Because my price action, the way I trade, and K2 as a confirmation, it just really is made easy. But since Jason mentioned the forex books, I have a lot of forex books, like right here. I have few that are selected, and then here, Traders Library. I mean, you can see I have like probably a few hundred books. It's all forex. So just show you, that I actually, dedicate my time into this, and it's always learning process. I still learn, because they tell you, yeah, just stick to one strategy, and that is great. You do want to stick to one strategy, and especially if it's profitable, and do it. But that doesn't mean you shouldn't like allow yourself to learn more and discover more, because the more you know, it's easier for you. So if anybody is interested in any books, I have a lot of books related to forex and finance and trading psychology, all of that. But yeah, this is K2 Trades YouTube channel, so definitely check it out. You have everything that you need there.
For sure. Well, shit, I didn't mean to interrupt or whatever. I just hopped on. I didn't even know I put the volume on. I'm about to eat dinner and shit. I just got home from work, but for sure I'll go back and look at those videos and just go learn some more. So, and I'll be hopping on more on the Wednesdays when I can.
Cool. Yeah. You don't interrupt anything. I mean, I wish more people will show up and actually engage. Because
yeah,
that's the way you learn faster and better.
Of course. And it only take one person to start, and then everybody, start chiming in. That's how things go. But for sure, bro, I'll hit you up. I'll see y'all in the group message or whatever, and I'll see y'all next week or something.
Okay, sounds good, bro. Take it easy. But yeah, I mean, that's the whole thing, when Sean started and I joined him, we want to create, community, where people, shouldn't feel like that they are like inferior to somebody or someone, or maybe see someone already doing really well and feel ashamed to ask any questions. There is no shame in this. We all started somewhere. When I started, I had no clue what I was doing. I ended up losing more than $10,000 of my own money because I was testing this strategy, and then somebody showed me next week something else, and then I was testing that, but I never really took time to focus on one thing and master that. And that is the key thing. You cannot start learning 10 strategies without mastering one. And that is the whole purpose of K2, showing you like very simple and very accurate strategy that you can literally learn in one day, and then just get on the chart and just look for the setup, and you can just start making money like pretty much immediately. So it's really something we wanted to create, and give people encouragement to share their journey, to ask questions, because closed mouth doesn't get fed. I always say that, because you have to ask questions. A lot of people don't ask questions in a group. They direct message me. I don't have problem with that. The only problem with that is I receive so many messages from people and different groups, so it might push your message all the way down in my Telegram, so I might not see it immediately, and I have also some personal things going on, so it might take a little more time for it to be answered, rather than or instead you asking in the chat, where you can get answers sooner, and probably in a timely manner, for whether it's maybe some confirmation for the trade, you spotted something and you're just asking second or third opinion, and somebody can take a look and tell you, yeah, I think that's a good idea, because if you just wait and you don't have confidence to enter, it might be a good opportunity, and you're gonna miss out because you felt shy, or you felt that you will be judged, and you just didn't say anything. It is definitely not what the community is about. It's we are all together there, and there's no judgment or nothing like that. So we always want people to feel free to ask any questions, and that's the main reason, you know, I do this every week, is to give people opportunity to come on and see live, you know, while the market is moving, what we are looking into trade, how and exactly where do we enter. So, you know, I mean, because some people are hands-on learners, you know, by watching it's easier rather than me, you know, writing you a paragraph about it. So don't feel, you know, shy is the point, you know, ask questions. So let's go back, GJ. We could be looking to enter this. So Jackie is still here. So I did wanted to now show you this example, Jackie, since me and Jason already touched on K2. So this example right here, it's not a valid sell signal. Even though you saw it dropping, it's because it is a sell signal, but the candle closed bullish, right? And the trend is indecision. So it would have to be red on the bottom, like where do we, like this example right here. So it will have to be red,
Okay.
and this candle will have to be bearish, like the one right here that you see, two candles from the closure of that, and that would be the valid sell for you to enter. Yeah, it did end up coming down, but I expected it to come down anyway to test this you know, support before I see it going back up. So for that reason, we wouldn't have entered that. That's, you know, now perfect example that it came across. We have question for Harry. Well, I have one question. What is pivot points and how to find it? Okay, pivot points. Let's switch this to naked. So pivot points is pretty much indicator, Harry. So you will, we are on trading view, and you will click here where it says indicators, and then you will type pivots. So it would be this one, excuse me, pivot points high and low. So you would click on this, and now it will add, you know, pivot points, like mark them with the price, right? So they're marked with the price. The one that I believe Elias uses, I think he uses this one, standard. Yes, so those are two variations of pivot points. Let's put this on 1 hour, and let's clear this up a little bit. And let's see. So you have pivot points as far as the price action, which are labeled right here, as you see, 129, 225, 572, 533. So those are the pivot points, high and low, where price, you know, reached and it came back down and then respected this, and this is new high, this is new low. So that just helps you identify if you are entering the trade. It's a good thing. I don't use it as much. And another thing that you have probably noticed, especially from Elias, the ones he shared, he uses this second pivot indicator, which is traditional one, right? So pivot is pretty much you know, the support, and you know, reversal point. It can go sometimes to the lower support like S1, but usually if you see it respect this level right here, which it did, you will probably target the resistance one, right? But it's something that you have to follow, because it did already had a slowdown here, the green line, which I have marked up as intraday resistance. Because you have to understand, the indicators are just additional tool to help you, but you have to know where actually, you know, the price action has left the imprint in the market, and where the structure, you know, tends to have a certain slowdown before initially it continues going up. So it did respected this 4 times, and now it's coming back to the you know, buying zone. So I will be looking probably to buy this soon. And let's see, I want to know if, you know, that help you understand it a little bit more, or you want me to repeat it. Doesn't matter, I can repeat 10 more times. I don't get bothered.
I have a question.
Okay, sure, yeah.
How many levels of I guess zones do you recommend that you mark up? Because I see you have different. You have your weekly. You have your weekly resistance. You have the in between. How many levels do you mark up?
See, that's a great question. So the key zones are weekly zones, which is here marked as a thick blue lines, right? But because I'm an intraday trader, meaning I trade during the day most of the time. So if I enter, let's say right now, I'm gonna be looking for my trade to reach the targeted level and take profit within few hours. It's not something I plan to hold for days and weeks unless I really have to. Or if it's, let's say the swing trade, because swing trades can be held for, a few weeks, sometimes months. So once I obviously first start on the weekly chart, and once I identify those thick blue lines, obviously those up here are at the moment irrelevant because the price is here at the bottom. So these are just previous zones that I can actually get rid of, and then as well this one and that because it's currently irrelevant because the market is all the way down here. So that will help clearly the confusion. And the now I usually go back down to the daily. So I would watch. So on the daily, I honestly can get rid of this line and probably that one now. But the reason I kept them is because when I go down to 4 hours, those green lines actually, it's something similar to what our friend Harry was asking, the pivot zones, the intraday resistance and support zones. So the reason I have this here is because you see at the current price, these 4 hour price action and candles are rejecting this zone. You see strong rejections. When you see a bunch of candle formations, first of all, this is considered I cannot pronounce now. Consolidation. I apologize for that. So this is considered consolidation because market is going sideways, right? There is no specific move up or down. So there is no bullish or bearish strong indication at the moment if you look at it on 4 hour. So because there's a rejection here, this is a valid intraday resistance. And also when you look left, there is, traffic in that same area right here. And if we can scroll all the way back, we probably, well, it doesn't load more, but there's probably at some point in a history, price mark left there in this same level. And also the bottom one, actually we can get rid of this one right here because that is 11, but we will keep this because that is the next zone. In case this breaks down, we can look to take it to this would be the first zone, which is intraday support, and then weekly support. But anyway, going back to this current situation, is we want to, oh damn, this is pushing down. We want to look for intraday support first because that can be respected, and then the market can continue rising back up. So I usually like to switch from the candles to the line chart, and then I look for these sharp turns like you see right here. So that indicates that this is the zone that the market is rejecting. So rejected here, then it broke back, retested, came back down, retested again, and then it continued dropping, which validates this level because once the price has either broke down or came back above, it retested it. So that is how I identify them, and you don't need too many to answer your question. I pretty much have the weekly support and resistance within this current zone, and then I would have most relevant support and resistance, and see to trade it zone to zone. And after 4 hour, I go on 1 hour, and then I look for confirmation, right? So I did mention earlier when we started the call that I'm looking to buy this, but this is not looking as a buy just yet because we still see bearish pressure. but this zone is still not broken, right? So I'm still holding, bullish bias, because this could definitely, close back here and then on the next following candle start rising back up. Does that help answer the question?
Yes, thank you.
You're welcome. Yeah. So that is how I do it. Because once you see a lot of wicks in a certain direction, that means the price is rejecting to go further down in this case, and here it's rejecting to go higher than the current zone. And that's also call vectoring. That is the market term for when you see a lot of wicks pointing out in a certain direction. Let's see what Harry says. Thanks, bro. Got it. Yeah, you're welcome. No problem. I mean, pivots are not bad thing. Definitely can use as additional confirmation. That is how, like I said, Elias, he uses K2 and pivots, and that when he sees his confirmation, that's how he trades. I don't use them. I use price action and then K2 combined, and it's working really, really well. Oh, we have Sean here. Hey, what's up, Sean?
Hey, what's up, Honest?
Hey, not much. Good. Are you looking to trade anything?
I'm inside your USD right now. I'm in it for a sell. It's looking pretty good. It's coming down. I'm trying to get back into JPY. I lost like about 15 pips on there, but it looks like it's still coming down. So I'm gonna wait a little bit. It was a weird movement when it came down.
Yeah, it is. Honestly, I was. That is one of the trades I marked. One of the 6. Once we went through the charts, I marked Euro USD as a great sell opportunity. But I was hoping it will come back up to retest this resistance before dropping. So, I mean, it could honestly fall down to this level, because this is the liquidity zone. And then we might do something like this, and then retrace back up.
I see. Yeah, I have my target is at 1.10661. So I might. Yeah, it's about there.
Yeah, that's the zone. Yeah.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm trying to get out. So hopefully it'll come down a little bit. I'm probably going to keep my stop loss tight so I can get out just in case.
Okay. Are you in profit already?
Yeah, I'm in profit right now. Let's see. I'm in profit. How many pips? Only 3 pips right now. Not too much.
Okay. But did you just sold or?
I sold it at the signal. So
okay.
Yeah, at that sell signal right there.
Yeah, it's definitely.
Or actually, I sold it a lot earlier. I sold it at the previous sell signal.
This one right here.
11:30.
What time?
Are you on 30? Oh yeah, 30 minutes. So I sold at 11:30 a.m. my time.
Oh, okay. So that's this one right here. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's what I'm waiting for right now.
No, it's looking good. It really is.
Yeah, I was getting a little worried when it retraced a little bit, but it came back down, so it's looking good.
Yeah, but I mean, because it's now below weekly resistance, so.
Yeah,
I definitely see this will keep pushing down, and I think USD is going to be strong tomorrow, so that will definitely help.
Yeah, definitely. What about you? Are you looking at anything right now?
I am in EJ and Euro AUD both buys, but I was looking few pairs here. I was looking EU, USD JPY, CAD JPY, Euro NZD, GBP NZD, and GBP JPY.
Nice.
But this one is looking, bro, this one is looking like amazing buy. He already broke.
Yeah, I was looking at that one earlier too.
GN.
I was going to enter at 7:30, but it was inside the cloud, so I was waiting for it to break outside, but it looked like it came up a lot. Let me see. It came up about... Wow, it came up a lot.
Yeah, this is looking that is turning in the swing trade, bro. 300 pips.
Yeah, you see the green one, the second to the last? I was gonna enter right there, yeah, but it was inside the cloud, so I didn't want. I was afraid it was gonna consolidate, which it did a little bit, but then it broke out.
Yeah.
Even that most recent signal is really good. Look at that one.
Yeah. No. This looks like it's going to the moon. This is next zone. There's nothing in a way if this level holds. Next zone is 300 pips up.
Oh, man, I'm tempted to buy into that right now.
Well, it's gonna pull back, so I wouldn't jump too much. I know it's gonna pull back. It's not just gonna keep going because they have to activate buy limits.
Yeah, exactly. It's gonna pull back a little bit. So I'll wait a little bit, maybe around midnight.
So let's see. I might call this buy limit 89.80 or let's see 89. Harry, give me 1 second. I'm gonna answer your question in a second. I see that you wrote question. Oh damn, that was a nasty candle. Oh, let's see. So when this happens, I evaluated. Damn, that was a 33 pip candle. So I'm hoping this will pull back nicely. $89,750. But this is the buying zone, definitely. All right, let me just send this signal. Okay, there we go. Yeah, I think this will be good. Okay, Harry had brought what kind of news affect the market and where to find particular news? Great question, my man. So you will go to Forex Factory. Here we go. So this is obviously it's gonna show up in Eastern Standard Time, East Coast United States, because that is where I live. I live on the East Coast, so my time zone is Eastern Standard Time, like I said. So I usually have this filter here on the red and orange folder, because red and orange folder indicate the economic news releases that could have a reasonable impact and liquidity on that particular currency. So seems like in about 2 hours and 45 minutes from now, there's something that could affect euro. But I'll be honest with you, because I trade, like I said, almost 2.5 years. This really shouldn't have any impact on euro in particular. Because why? This is French Flash Services PMI. Even though the France is, in European Union, this is related to particular, country within European Union. So I don't expect this red folder to have any like drastic impact on euro. Same thing with this German Flash PMI. So I don't see anything concerning. The only one that here is to pay attention to is NZD retail sales, right? So obviously this relates, to the report that will show how many sales are going on, and it's one of the factors that goes into GDP, and also showing the how much money is going into the economy based on the retail sales. Which is just one of the contributors to it, right? So this could have a reasonable impact on NZD, which is New Zealand dollar. Let's try to find something. Okay, so there we go. Here we have CAD news. This will be Thursday, 8:30 a.m. I believe this will be 5:30 p.m. your time. If I'm not mistaken, you are living in India, so I think it's 9 hours ahead from where I live. So this would be 5:30 p.m. Your time. So core retail sales, I do expect this to have a pretty good impact on Canadian dollar in the market. And definitely 10 a.m., which is Fed Chair Powell speaks. So the Powell is, one of the, chairmen and executives in the Fed, which is, the organization that controls interest rate in U.S. And huge economical driver. So that definitely is going to have impact. I honestly don't know what this is. Jackson Hole Symposium. Do you maybe know, Sean, about this? I don't remember ever seeing this.
I never heard of him or
Let's see.
that before. Looks like it happens every year, it looks like.
Okay, so it says the source is Federal Reserve Bank of Kansas City. Kansas City Fed Economic. Oh, Jackson Hole is the place in Wyoming.
No, it looks pretty big.
Yeah. So anytime you wanna, get more information, is all you do here is click on this detail folder, and it will open what it is. In this case, it says that is the economic policy held in this place, and it's attended by central bankers, finance ministers, and financial market participants from around the world. So this looks like something serious as far as the market liquidity. The only problem with that is it says it's all day, right? And it can affect all currencies because financial representatives from around the world are there, meaning leading world countries at least. So depending what they might discuss, if it comes out in a public as a press release or a news leak, it can drive specific currency pretty hard. But that is obviously based on their meeting, their discussion, which is close to public, unless some of them upon completion of this meeting goes and gives a interview in the news, and that could drive the market as well. And that's pretty much it. As far as it doesn't look scary. It looks good next 2 days of trading. But yeah, you would definitely want to go to forexfactory.com and go on the economic calendar, and where you can find all the news releases. And I would suggest paying attention to red and orange folders, because if you put the cursor above it, it says high impact expected. In this, for example, on euro, which I still personally don't expect because it's related to French PMI. But to answer further your question, so the news that have the biggest impact would be GDP release, gross domestic product for specific country. Then obviously interest rate. If there is like a central bank meeting, like European Central Bank, or any specific one, something definitely you want to watch out. Then what do we have? Unemployment data. So that is a big indicator of the economy. If it's positive or negative, it will definitely make that currency either strong or weak. So you will see reaction in the market, no doubt. Besides interest rate, unemployment rate, CPI, which is Consumer Price Index. That is the data collected of people within economy, their purchasing power. It's one of the economics indicators and indications of the overall economy within that country. So CPI reports can also drive the market. Let's see what else could be there. Elections, obviously. If certain country has elections coming up, depending on the new party, what they stand for, what they're trying to do, definitely is going to have an impact as well. So those are like the top economic news that will bring the most liquidity in the market. So I hope that answers your question. If not, let me know, or if you would like us to go into detail about something.
Hi, Anish bro. This is Harry Karamjit.
Hey, brother. Good.
Yeah,
How are you?
I'm good. Thank you so much. Actually, yeah, I heard you. I got a clear information that what kind of news will affect this. And I've already taken a note regarding this Forex factory. I will go through this later on. I have another question regarding this. You just used, before giving answer to this question, you have used this Fibonacci, right?
Yes.
I wanted to know that how to use it correctly, because I've seen many videos on YouTube, but I didn't get the right idea that how to use it exactly, from which point to which point, and what kind of information it gives us. That's what I want to know. Can
Okay.
you please explain?
Absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, I have explained it before in the videos, but we're gonna go over it right now again.
All right.
So
Sorry, I guess I missed those videos.
Oh, they are right here. They are on a YouTube channel in K2 Trades. So you can. Doesn't mean I'm not going to explain. You can go back to that at some point. It's up to you.
What it is, and give me this indicators, how you are using this Fibonacci. What kind of indicators you have already put in Fibonacci? Like I've seen the lines now, like different kind of lines are there.
Okay. You mean Fibonacci settings?
Yes, Fibonacci static. Sorry.
Definitely. No. You're fine. No, we understand each other. That's a good question. So let's try to clear this up a little bit. So we're gonna make it a little bit easier. All right. So this is the trade that I called earlier, right, on Euro UAD, Euro against Australian dollar. So we called a buy, and it's currently working really well, up 42 pips. But going back to Fibonacci, so Fibonacci is the tool that is used in a market to measure moves and specific areas where the market structure tends to react from. So as you see here, we have this bullish trend formed in euro against the Australian dollar, meaning it's been on a buying pressure. So the way you draw Fibonacci, you want to start from the bottom where this impulse move started, right? So we see impulse move all the way from here going back to the top, and it stops here. So you want to draw Fibonacci on the bullish trend as soon as you see the last or the highest peak of the bearish candle within that market, meaning this is representing the slowdown in this bullish momentum, and the market is due to the correction, right, to retrace of this entire move. And that is when you would draw Fibonacci from swing high to swing low, and then measure this retrace. So this is what it is used for. So the key levels within the Fibonacci is 38.2, or I have it marked as 0.382, which is 38.2%, then 50, 61.8, and sometimes 78.6. So as you see here, this move has confirmed the retrace up to 50 level of Fibonacci, and that is where you see the rejection, and this week on the daily, leaving a confirmation that this market is has completed its retrace, and now it's ready to go back up and continue this bullish trend, right? Because We don't see any pressure below. We don't see this break below. It could have also very well came back to 61.8 because those are the two most popular Fibonacci levels where market will correct to after the impulse move. And as you see here, in this particular example, we have only 50% retrace, and now we can, continue with the buying pressure, and market should carry this, back pretty high, as far as the technical, analysis and what Fibonacci is telling us. Another thing that is specific to these levels. Every time you see like impulse move and the market retraces only to like 38.2 and 50, that is confirmation that this trend is still very bullish, right? And it's going to continue trending in that direction, which obviously here is the uptrend and the bullish continuation. Also, it's not uncommon that you see 61.8. Mainly 61.8 you see on GBP pairs, but it is applied to all pairs and technicals as well. So as long as you see 38, anywhere between 38.2 and 61.8 confirmation that the retrace is done, you should feel safe to continue riding this trend, right, in its direction. Same applies to the bearish and bullish trend. The 78.6 I have here is also significant. The reason is because this is the last level of the retrace, right? Meaning this price action could have came down to this level and then start rejecting and continuing back up. But this is not seen so much. This is usually about 5 to 10% cases, because once this market comes back down to 78.6, there's high probability for this to turn into the bearish from the bullish. So 78.6 is the last level of confirmation that the market is going to stay within the same trend. And if this gets broken down, then you're gonna see trend change, and you're gonna be looking for a sell. And since that didn't happen, we continue to take this to the upside, and that is how I called that buy earlier, because I spotted this and I went down on a smaller time frame, and I also had my zone here, and it excuse me, and it broke this downtrend line on the retrace, and now I know this is safe to continue taking it up, and we are already up nice 44 pips. So I don't know if that helps you understand it a little bit more. I can also share one video with you that I think it's really good. And it will help you understand it, because this guy explains it simple, and it's I'm gonna copy this in the chat so you can save it and watch it at your convenience. But he will pretty much explain you the same thing. He will just touch up on a little bit more on Fibonacci extension, which are those level 2. I have them marked as negative 27, 414, and 618. So those are the people. You have people who only use Fibonacci tool as trading indication, because it's such a strong tool that predicts market movements at a very high rate. So since you have rejection of 50 here, most of the time people will target this 27, which is first Fibonacci extension, and that will be their take profit is right here.
All right, bro. Thank you so much. I just got all the information you've given me. I have another question regarding this Fibonacci. Like you said, is there like a automatic? It will these indicators will come like the statics, or we have to give some input to the Fibonacci?
Okay, so the input. Let me.
Yeah.
So this is the settings. So once you draw it, you can double click on it and it will open this, and then you have to check the boxes for the levels that you want to be shown on your Fibonacci tool. So if you want, you can take screenshot of this and those are my settings that I exactly have, and you can use that.
Yes, yes, I already taken a screenshot of it. And
Okay.
so this is the only like Fibonacci style that you use for all the trades, or this is for particular pair?
No, I use these settings on all pairs that I looked and I trade.
All right, all right. Thank you so much, Janice.
No problem, brother. Any question you have, feel free to ask. I'm glad when people ask questions, you know, because I feel like I'm annoying by talking just too much sometimes. But yeah,
No, you are not annoying. You are just giving us information regarding what we really need to know. So I'm really thankful for you. Thank you so much, bro.
no problem. You're very welcome, brother. And you, was I wrong, or I recall that you do live in India, right?
Yes, yes. I live in India.
Oh, nice. Which part?
I'm in Punjab, Amritsar. You might have heard about.
Oh, no way. I have so many friends from Punjab. Amazing,
Really?
brother. Yeah, a lot. I have like 10 friends here in DC from Punjab.
Oh my God, that's cool.
Yeah, there's a big community here. Amazing people. I'm
Yeah.
really glad
So
you're.
if I'm not wrong, you are from UK, right?
No, I'm originally from Southeastern Europe, from countries Bosnia and Herzegovina, but I live in United States. Yeah.
Okay, so you are in USA, all right.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, okay.
Yeah. So yeah. Go ahead.
For
Go
me,
ahead.
I think these are the only questions which I had. So I asked you. From now on, I don't think that I have any question to ask you. If I will be, definitely I will ask. So you can continue. If anybody else want to know something, that's fine.
Yeah, definitely. Any questions you have, if you are not on the call, feel free to text me. I will answer as soon as I can. And obviously, there's a group. I tell people, ask questions. The community is not made to judge anybody. We all have started somewhere, and not everybody knows everything. But the more of us, each of us learn, we can share with each other and help each other, and that is our ultimate goal.
All right. Thank you.
No problem. You're welcome. Let's see if we have any more questions. I don't see anything. If you have, guys, any questions, definitely feel free to ask and refer to the chat. You can also take a look at this YouTube video I share with our friend Harry, and also the link to the K2 YouTube channel. You have all the trainings and exactly how we trade. Some of them are a little bit longer, but trust me, it's worth investing time, because I literally tell you exactly how I trade and what I look for. So let's take a look. Some of this GJ is pushing down. And that is exactly why I didn't want to buy it yet, because it could very well do this as well. Come test this trend line again and then start rising from here. So it's just, patience is the key. We don't want to chase any trades. We marked GN. GN is just taking off. Sean, you see this? He may not be there. Wow. I don't know what happened here. There wasn't really news that I'm aware of. Nope. Yeah, I'm really hoping, because this definitely validated breakout. Let's look at it on a higher time frame. Really hoping this will retrace a little bit so we can buy it. It is very possible to reach this zone and retrace from here as well. So we will be looking for this. Like I said, yes, we do have validation that this now is intraday support yet again. Let's mark it. But the reason, Yes, yes, yes. That is exactly what I'm looking to do. And the reason I was gonna say right now, I'm not buying yet because at any point this can retrace. So I don't want to be in a drawdown. I would rather wait. And this is where we're gonna use Fibonacci, right? Because this is where it started. So once we see slow down, let's say it's here, we're gonna look for the retrace and see where this stops, right? And then once we get that confirmation, then we can buy, and that is when I would send, you know, the signal. But right now, it's gambling, right? And we don't want to do that because you enter the buy because you see it already going up. But what if this comes back down and retrace, and now you are in a big drawdown? And you know that is something, you know, I try to avoid. I try to find a good entries which will be around this zone right here, and then we can continue. But it can also come back to this zone because this is the previous swing high. As you can see here, there's this wick that left print in the market, and there could be a lot of sell limit orders here, right? And this could push it back down. So we can probably you know, scalp sell here to this support, and once retrace is done, we can, you know, buy it. So that is actually how banks do. They hedge it that way, you know. They bought it and then they're gonna sell it so they can buy it back again. And that is how they, you know, trap, you know, traders. You know, they show you this momentum, and you know, people get excited and they jump in, but then it goes up 20 pips and then they reverse it back down 50. And that's when, you know, people get carried with emotions, like I mentioned earlier. Oh, what should I do? I'm confused now. But if you understand how it works, it's just meant to happen. So I have that marked. Let's check Euro NCD. Oh wow, yeah. This is going to moon also. After the retrace, this should be a nice, almost 200 pips. But yeah, not buying now. So another thing, let's mention this because it's a great time. What can happen is that this definitely can just keep going up. This can just definitely keep shooting up, right? But that is a very low probability. Because why? If you just look out, if you just think outside the box, and the reason why market makers won't make that happen is because that looks too easy. You know, that means like this pair will just be going up for, started here, like 230 pips without retreats whatsoever. You know, they don't want that. They want people, they want to show this momentum. They want people to jump into the buys, and then they're gonna sell it for that retrace and try to trap them because they want to hunt those stop losses, and then they're gonna initially continue sending it in the direction that they're supposed to go. So you want to learn how to avoid being trapped, because there is, for me at least, there's no worse feeling when I know where the trade is headed, and they push it so much. Even though I have a good entry, they just trap the hell out of, and then it reverses, goes back where it's supposed to go. So, and most of the time I would just hold it until I see validation that actually they are reversing the market, and then it's time for me to get out. So I would rather wait for a good entry opportunity, and I would honestly rather miss this entire move because it's not part of my trading plan. And you have to have a plan, you know, when, how, and why you enter the trade, not just go off of luck, you know, because there is really, you know, that turns into gambling. So there is no luck. There's just education, learning price action, and how it behaves. So I'm okay if this keeps going back up. I'm not buying it because there's plenty of opportunities because it didn't do what I was expecting it to do. We have another cash question. There's no reason to be sorry, my friend. We will go over it if we need 10 more times. NZUSD here. Oh, okay. So it is pushing. So yeah. So this is what I drew earlier. So I do expect it, if it breaks, to give this retest and then continue selling it down. So let me share this with you because I believe you joined us a little bit later. But the reason I was skeptical selling it here is because this wick right here that I pointed and highlighted, because this could be a market liquidity trap, right? They push it down and then, you know, they're just gonna buy it. But once this breaks and retests this zone right here, that's confirmation that this is going to continue falling down. And as you can see, NZD is weak, so there is a, you know, bias that this will continue falling down. So let me just screenshot this again so you can save it and use it as a reference. Let's see. If you have any other pair, definitely feel free so we can check it. Feel free to ask or share. Let's check this AUD JPY for Sean. Sean, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here, Honest. What's up?
Okay. You still looking to enter this?
Let's see, for odd JPY, let me pull it up. Oh, it hit it. Oh, yeah, they hit a support.
Yeah, as long as it doesn't break this zone, this should start going back up.
Yeah, it might. I'm gonna yeah, if it swings up, it's probably gonna get a buy signal. So if it does, then I'm most likely gonna.
Yeah, I would wait for some momentum. I wouldn't buy it yet.
Yeah, because it looks like it's weakening right now, but I want some more confirmation. Actually, there's news at 12:15, so that might be a little risky. There's Euro news.
That's what I mentioned earlier. I honestly don't expect that to do much because it's related to the French services PMI. So it's not like overall Euro economy. Does that make sense?
Oh, yeah, I see what you mean. Yeah.
Yeah. So when I see this and German, I mean maybe 1 out of 50 times it does something. So
okay, that was exactly what I was gonna ask next. You read my mind.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we're good. Yeah. Yeah. I'm gonna see if this. So maybe if the next candle is bullish, I might enter it, and I'll just use like a trailing stop. So maybe like, you know, just in case it might swing the other direction.
Well, yeah, safe stop is like right below this wick here because that is like the liquidity zone. Because it's a good chance that there is a good amount of buy limits in this area right here.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So they might push it a little bit more to be triggered, or they are already triggered because this candle is, you know, starting to leave the wick.
Yeah, exactly. It's a strong wick. It looks like there's a bunch of buy limits right below that.
Yeah. So
yeah, it could be good.
Yeah, it could be a decent buy. Sorry, DV. Yeah, let's go back to NZD USD. Is the zone you draw based on the candle wick size? This particular zone, oh man, this is falling like crazy. This particular zone is because another thing that I shared in the previous trainings is whenever you see wicks like that, wicks get filled with momentum, meaning this was a bearish wick and it left the price imprint there, and then eventually, you know, market retraced back here, and it came back down, forming this descending channel. So the reason you have to consider this wick is because they get filled with the momentum, and obviously as we see bearish momentum now, let's clear this up. Now this full body wick, full body candle has completely covered this wick, right? So what can happen now? This can start going back up, right? So that's the reason I wouldn't be selling unless we see, you know, confirmation here that it's gonna close now into that zone and confirm continuation to the downside. But sometimes VIX like this particular one gets filled, and then it can go back up. So yeah, that for that reason I have this zone highlighted, because that is the liquidity zone. That is where they like to trap people, and you know, I wouldn't like to see that happen and this, you know, reverse, because I am biased for this to continue going down, if that makes sense. But if you see here, this is another example where we can use Fibonacci, because this is where it started and ended right here. And our friend Harry is still here. And there you go, 61.8 rejection at the weekly resistance. Double confirmation. This is very, very strong confirmation that this is going to continue bearish. And what happened? And it did fell from here to here, 117 pips so far. How do you know how to draw the liquidity zone, or how big it should be? Usually it's not big. Liquidity zone is where the wicks are left. So you wanna draw the bottom of the wicks, so that way you don't get trapped. Because the wicks are important. Which pair we were just looking at? I think it was GJ. Yeah, GJ. Let's find something better. Okay, so here we go. Similar to GN, right? This week, like right here, you don't want to be buying, because they might be waiting here to sell this big and trap you. So liquidity zone is anywhere in here. So since this is on 4 hour, you want to go on a smaller time frame, and you want to see what it does, right? Because a smaller time frame will show you indication. So this particular zone, to answer your question, is 25 pips, right? So it doesn't mean that when it enters, it's gonna push all the way up all the 25 pips, but it can enter and then you know, reject immediately, or it can go up to the top and then reject, and that is what you watch for, right? It doesn't matter if you don't get perfect entry, but you will get the confirmation what it is that the market wants to do. Does it break above and retest into that? Then you buy it for sure. Or it rejects that, and then you can sell to scalp this retrace. And once the retrace is done and confirms, then you can buy it for this continuation to the upside. Does that make sense? No problem. You're very welcome. You're very welcome. So it really depends. I mean, there's no like predetermined amount of pips how big zone is, right? So you wanna try to be as close to it as possible, because obviously you don't want 100 pip zone. That's not a zone. You know, that's that's a whole trade. You know, you cannot have, you know, 100 pip zone and wonder what will happen. That's a whole trade. So you wanna, you know, be able to pinpoint this, you know, very precise areas where the, you know, liquidity can come into the play, and that is where people get trapped. And why I was using this GBP NZD as example, why I'm not buying this until I see, you know, some more confirmation, because they're not gonna trust me. Remember this pair, this is not just gonna keep going up without, you know, at least minor retrace, because that is just too easy. They're not gonna just let people make money like that. If it was like that, then we will all just buy something and hold it and get the money. No, they're gonna look to trap some people, especially in next 2 to 3 hours. So yeah, you're welcome. any other question, let me know. Other than that, we just have to, yeah, same with Ian. We just have to wait for the retrace. And Harry is still here, and this, my friend, is now waiting game, right? This is where we would start drawing Fibonacci, and we have to wait, see where the first bearish candle will form and the rejection, so we can place this 0 point and then measure the retrace and look for our entry to continue this buy. Right now, it doesn't apply because the impulse move has not completed. So once we see completion or slow down, then we can place this and measure the retrace for our entry. Euro JPY. Oh, I love this. It's coming back down to the weekly. I love it. Let me just check. $8.50. Yeah, this could be. We have to wait for some liquidity, but this could be done with a retrace. Just need to wait for some momentum. I'm still in this buy. I'm currently in a drawdown, but minor drawdown. Not minor, 16 pips. I'm okay with that because I know this is gonna go back up. So yeah, unless you guys have any other questions, I don't have anything more for tonight. I'm just gonna keep checking this while I'm taking care of some other things. And if I see some confirmation, I will definitely share in K2 trades alerts, because I share all my personal trades there. So everything I enter, I share it. If you guys like it, follow it. Oh man, EA is amazing. I love it.
Yeah, that one's flying.
Yeah, man. That was sniped entry.
Nice.
Love it.
I was gonna enter that too. I was worried. EA has been kind of a little back and forth. I wasn't sure if it was gonna come up or not.
Yeah, I knew. I mean, this 50 rejection was just beautiful, and it came above weekly support yet again. So
Yeah, it looks good.
yeah. So if you have any other questions, guys, let me know. Otherwise, I will conclude this, and we will try to have this video uploaded on YouTube as soon as possible, so others can watch it too. What we went over, things we covered. Excuse me. You are very welcome, my friend. Anytime. Okay, looks like we don't have any more questions. So, Sean, do you have anything you want me to take a look at?
Not right now. I'm still waiting for your USD to come down, and I'm waiting for odd JPY. It looks like it's still coming down. It hasn't showed any sign of stopping yet.
Yeah.
So I'm probably gonna keep watching. Maybe like by midnight it'll start, or maybe like around 11 it'll start moving upwards. But as of now, I'm just gonna keep following it.
Okay, sounds good.
Yep. All right. Cool.
All right, guys. Then thank you for joining, for showing up. That's definitely 50% of success is showing up and showing, our will. And we will continue doing this every week, God willing, unless things get in the way. But, we want to make sure we keep up and just grow together, right?
Definitely, yeah. That's the goal.
So I will catch you guys in the chat, and until next week.